Hey folks, we are back, and yeah, it's turn 22, I believe, or maybe it's turn 21. What turn is it? Turn 22, and I think that's one turn before our current turn. We got some Earth Gems from Hinam. I forget what those are for. Yes, sent out a Nature Gem to everybody who got their turn done early, which is really just a power play to show that he is indeed the number one player in the game right now. And we found some magic sites. We got a Mirage and a Canyon of Wind. So +3 air income, which is huge. It means we can have our Alquill factory running nonstop, which we're very stoked about. Unfortunately, I think we have one air mage we have finally gotten. I probably should go show them to you, but we've gotten very, very few air mages, and we've made kind of a lot. We should have probably had, 3 or 4 by now, but we've gotten one. Took a few hits. What was our max HP coming in? Oh, we're still not under max HP. Oh no, we're 10 under. But this is an enemy dominion, so we came in with more than that. I wonder how much we came in with. Hate when you click while... If you click while it's phasing in, it takes you out of the battle. Okay. We're at 320, and it got us down to... Yeah, we lost a fair amount. We lost 70 HP there. You just kind of have to, you got to kill them before they kill you. And I know that's obvious, but, when you regen, it's more a question of, is their damage going to outpace yours? When you're not regenning, it's... I think one of these guys got hit by a crossbow and they ran. These guys do not do very well. I love them to death, but they do not mix in super well with crossbows. Fortunately, they ran. And I think 2 of them died, or 1 of them died in the retreat. We got a tax event, which is nice. It's the first good event I think we've gotten all game. And Danny McBride, who was our prophet, he was the great prophet of Mr. Wiggles. He got hit by a dozen crossbow bolts. And this is our... and this is his first time going in the ruins, by the way. It's our Ghoul Guardian leader. And then he got hit by a dozen more crossbow bolts. So he got wrecked. It's basically what happened. He got completely wrecked. He doesn't have a shield, is part of the problem. He's not the kind of guy we want to send in, apparently. The good news is he was mute, and I wanted him to die so I could get a new prophet, which will probably be a vampire. Yeah, I think if we get the vampire knight dude, or we could get any one of the ones with high HP. The different vampire count chassis have different amounts of max HP. And if we get... There's 2 that have very high HP. The Earth Knight guy, and then the Blood Marshal, the guy with the big 2-handed sword. They have really high HP. And then there's another one... I can't remember. Maybe it was one of the chicks. And that one had sort of high HP, like 20 or something. But the Blood Marshal had like 30. Anyway, we want to profit one of those. And then they will get our Bless. They'll be a little weak outside of our Dominion, but they'll still get our Bless outside of our Dominion. So potentially they can be... That would be super helpful in fighting this stuff. But unfortunately, the amount of slaves that it's going to take to get that spell cast is we're going to have to do 3 empowers on our dragon. And the amount of... It's going to be 50 for the first one, and then 30 for the next one, which will put us up to 80 total, and then 45 for the next one, which would be... I think it's 45 for the next one. Let's double check. Yeah, 45. Which would put us up to 125 total. So we're not quite there. And we don't have to have it before we start empowering him, because we're going to be collecting blood slaves. But when we start getting close to 100, that's when we need to go put him in a lab ideally in the place we're blood hunting, because that's going to generate corpses. And yeah, from there we can have him empower himself up and then summon some vampires. I actually probably want to get him around blood 4 or 5 to do hell power, because that's going to be really strong. To do bat transformation, he only needs to be 1, which would be kind of cool. But we're not going to have that research for a hot minute. And he staled this turn, which is annoying. So what we're going to do is we're going to move a small contingent of guys back here. I think what I ultimately settled on was leaving these guys here and then reinforcing this army. And we've got some guy making flaming missiles, some guy doing legions of steel. We've got a bunch of like 24 PD, which is a fair amount. And we're site searching here and preaching. We kind of want to win a Dominion war over here because it's going to make our PD less likely to rout. And it's going to mean we can use our dragon more aggressively. And there's a decent chance this guy gets dom killed. This is his only temple. And then there's an ocean nation in here. I don't think they're putting out a tremendous amount of dom pressure, but it is possible that is the way we kill him. And I don't know how bad this horse plague is going to get, because they've got free spawn horses and they're getting bankrolled by another nation, like I had mentioned last episode. This is an obvious province for them to raid, so we're going to send somebody here to try to catch them. So anyway, that's happening. Oceania's got a fair amount of dudes. This was Atlantis earlier, so he has raided this back. I need to figure out how this war is going. But, yeah, that's basically what we've got going on down here. We'll take a look at... Where's my air mage? He's right here. So he's making quills. I have agreed also... And we actually had pretty intense negotiations, and I can't even remember which nation it was, but I'll figure it out when I actually have to forge them stuff. But somebody asked me if I could make them a crystal coin and earth boots. And in a smaller game, I wouldn't normally care, but this is a big enough game. If they're not on my planet, I don't really care. It's going to be somebody else's problem. And we negotiated a price, and it's a pretty damn good deal for them. But it's going to work out where I make a little bit of money. And right now my earth income's not great, so making any kind of profit on earth is going to be very nice. Yeah. Am I sending anything off this turn? I'm not forging anything this turn. I hope I don't have things I owe somebody. I feel like Hinnom, just coming back and looking at these turns, I feel like he sent me stuff that maybe I didn't make him gear for. But I've been talking with him pretty much every day. So I don't think that's the case. Anyway, we're moving troops down this way. I think we've started the palisade here. We're preaching, trying to get our dominion up nice and high in this throne province. Having high dominion in this throne is also going to mean I can use my dragon potentially more aggressively. It's going to be a long-ass time before my dragon could tank Van Heers. And high enough dominion where we get more HP regen. Once I have hell power, and then maybe like a dancing shield, I might be able to tank them. I'd have to test it. But that's like a big maybe. There's also some kind of cool stuff. Pact of Reinvigoration is kind of cool. We probably don't need it until we go the caster route on my dragon. And then there's another one, Pact of Protection, which is pretty good. And... where's Hell Power? God, Hell Power's super early. It's only Blood 2. Yeah. And I would really love to Earth Empower my god, but making hammers and stuff is going to be so important. I'm not going to be able to do that. This guy got here. I'm not sure, we don't have orders for him yet. But the other thing is, so my dragon is coming back up here. And the plan is, and I've kind of calculated all the movement out, from here, the dragon's going to be able to strike here or here. And that means my plan is probably to either, depending on what happens, consolidate both of these forces here, or to take my dragon and this force and consolidate here. So I'll hit one of these two provinces in the following turn. We also have an amulet of... We hit this one, which we could give. This is a little dangerous, because if he gets fire weakness, and we're fighting in heat, and I put flaming arrows on my crossbows, and he gets hit by one of those and gets caught on fire, that could actually be really bad. So we're probably not going to do that. What I probably will do is give him an amulet of missile protection. And when we're fighting with my god out of my dominion especially, we're going to be only using him with my army, because he's not going to have regeneration. And what that's going to mean is he's going to die after a certain number of turns. But if I have a big enough army with him, my army will probably have killed most everything by then. So we're going to be relying on that. And yeah, we're going to continue holding up our PD here until our god arrives. That's basically the plan. And that will bring us to our current turn. And our current turn is turn 23. And I think we've got like 6 or 7 hours till it hosts. We got some air gems from him. These are for Boots of the Messenger. But I told him I can't make the Boots of the Messenger until this lady gets to the lab. So he's going to have to wait a hot second. But I need to remember to make those next turn for him. Getting Construction 4 also means I can get some of the cool wolf items, but I would potentially have to empower her. In nature, which would... I mean, in astral, which would be annoying. Like, once I have a crystal coin for myself, I can... You have to be... Well... You have to be Astral 3 Nature 1 to make this item that's going to give invulnerability 15 to all my wolves. In whatever combat that item is taking place in. Which could be very important for some of these battles. Be very good against Tartary right now. But I don't want to empower an Astral, is the bottom line. The alternative is I wait till Construction 6, which is a long time. So we'll see. I may end up empowering. Empowering an Astral may be the right call. I'm already going to have to empower somebody else in Astral, because to make this crystal coin, I'm going to have to empower one of my Earth Astral guys. We have to make Earth Boots. I have to empower him in Astral, and then I can make a crystal coin. Like, great, but then if I want to make this other item, I have to empower a nature random, and then that's just so much empowering. It's not very efficient. Fortunately, we are rolling in Astral Pearls, so it is something we could do. Whether it's something we should do, I'm not sure. I really do want one of those items. Giving 15 invulnerability to my wolf would be a huge deal. So we get attacked this turn by a major Tartarian force. Against the very... Now, you look at this and you think there's no way we're going to win, but it's actually really close. So he fires off 2 arrows and then runs in, and actually, however that was timed, it caused our second volley of arrows to miss. These guys are not... The horse warriors are not that great in melee. They have a light lance, which after the charge is not really that strong. And now it's a question of morale, and they fail a morale check. They fail a morale check. This could have gone either way. But what's nice is all of my PD that they had killed and this, that, and the other. None of that is going to matter. We get any more? So the battle toll here, they lost about 70 dudes. They're going to have lost more in their retreat. And I lost 40 dudes, 45. So you can see why they ran, but you can also see why we didn't want to attack. We needed them to attack into us, because we needed the 70 PD. They killed about 40 of the PD here, too. So... the good news, they were attacking here, and this was in friendly Dominion. And honestly, this Candle of Dominion here could have been the difference between who won or lost that battle because of the morale calls. Yeah, so what's good is that actually set us up well to go on the offense here. And taking out this, which is going to be their best province, is going to really put a hurting on their income. There's still going to be a bunch of Khan that we're going to have to kill to, like, the Khan are the real industrial engine of Tartary. So we're going to have to go after them. But this is, I think, the best move. So what we're going to be doing this turn is we're sending everybody down here, completely concentrating all the people we can. We're putting our dragon in the front on fire closest. We've got the amulet of missile protection on him and the bracer. The bracer gets him from 13 to 14 protection. And yeah, he's just going to YOLO super hard, firing closest. These guys are going to fire closest. He'll be mostly immune to enemy fire, which would be nice. And yeah, we're just going to YOLO super hard. There's a chance he dies. I've tested it several times, though not correctly. It's just like, how do we do in general? Like, I didn't test it with him having the right amount of flesh heaps or even close to it. I didn't test it with the right amount of dudes. There's a very real chance he dies here, okay? I'm just going to put that out there. And if he dies, I've kind of got enough priests now where we could get him back reasonably quickly. But we've got to deal with this Tartary problem, and this is the right time to do it, etc., etc., etc. I think we live through this, though it's also very possible we get a lot of afflictions. We have recuperation, so we'll be fine. But I don't know how much... If he pulls everybody here, we could kind of get wrecked. Like, if he knew I was going to do this... and he upped the PD and pulled a bunch of the dudes from here over to here, it could be bad news. A lot of these guys are not mobile, though. Most of this army is horsemen defenders, and these are the immobile free guys that you spawn and they can't move. And this one has a lot of horse warriors, and they're pretty mobile. They could probably get through here in one turn. And this is a kind of predictable move for me a little bit. I don't know. It's hard to say. I think what he's probably going to do is be aggressive here. Like, hit this, and then probably rebalance this out a little bit. I don't know. He could also attack with everything here again. And I've got reinforcements coming in. We got a bunch of wolves this time. I've upped the PD a little bit. I might actually up it a bit more. But we've got a bunch of wolves coming in. I've got less crossbows than I think I had in the previous battle, because I'm pulling everybody. But we've got some crossbows. We've got about 100 dudes, but plus about 70 wolves. And the wolves will soak up the lances, they'll distract them, etc. I've also brought 2 guys in to summon imps. And we're going to need every little thing we can have. And one of the guys I brought in was diseased, so if he dies, I don't really care that much. But yeah, we're bringing in everything we can to try to hold this province while we take this one. And I don't really know how it's going to go, but it's time we need to make some plays. Because his free spawn production is getting high enough that there's a decent chance there's a reversal and he pushes through. And I really need to get this war behind me. If this doesn't work, then what I'm basically going to have to do is really give up on the idea of just wiping Tartary off the face of the continent. And I'm going to have to probably, after Construction 4, I probably will actually have to go up to Conjuration 5. And I probably have to make Bane thugs. Bane Lord thugs to kill him. Because I don't think I can do it with what I have efficiently. The good thing is he has no research. He has no research. He's just spamming horses. So if we go get Banelord thugs, he's completely fucked. But it's going to take time. And time when he's getting this money and I'm not. So that's basically the plan. Down here, we're going to go continue raiding. And hopefully this works out. The nice thing about raiding here is I can potentially join a small army to concentrate on this this cave province here. probably a lot of corpses here. I'm trying to figure out how to get my dragon back. Like, when you're jumping around with your dragon, you're... Like, here we wasted another turn. We stepped on a province that didn't have any corpses. You kind of... It's a little bit like... I'm trying to remember the kids' game, where you have to step on all the right little stones or something. Hopstone or something, hopscotch, I don't know. You want to jump on all the right provinces that have corpses in it while you're walking around. And I don't know if there's a connection of provinces with corpses in it till I get back. So we'll have to see. I don't think it's worth pillaging stuff, but we will see. We will see. So this is a pretty YOLO move. But I've been conservative for a while, so he's probably not thinking I'm going to fully force concentrate. Right now I've been trying to fight him with PD. And I don't think I could do a ton more than I'm currently doing. I mean, I've got a Legions of Steel caster here. We've also, in this battle, it's worth pointing out, we've got 2 Flaming Missile casters, and I've got 2 Legions of Steel casters. Which, it's not going to make a huge difference, but it's going to get these guys up from their current protection of 7, or really it's 9 with no hat, to being 12 with no hat. So headshots are still going to kill them, but they'll do a better job at surviving body shots. Yeah, I don't know. It's not ideal. We've got reinforcements coming in. We've got, here's all the reinforcements. We've got these dudes... Which, by the way, I don't really want to... Ideally, I don't have to use... I don't have to use these Ghoul Guardians against Tartary, because it's really not ideal. But if I do... I need this war to end. Ideally, I use them against Vanheim. That's why I'm making them. But I've got them. I figure I might as well use them. But they're going to take really heavy... I really do not want to use them with my crossbows, so I need to keep that in mind. I'll probably use them with PD, and then when they rush in and hit the PD, they'll hit these Ghoul Guardians, and hopefully it goes okay. But they're going to get kind of wrecked by banishment. They'll be kind of wrecked by crossbows. I got to be a little careful. We've switched over. I'm trying to save money, so I'm producing a lot of my high resource units. These are actually going to be okay against Tartary. The reason they're not good is they're not good if I'm mixing them in with my crossbows, but they're going to do fine against composite bows that Tartary's fielding, and they're going to do fine against Tartary's lances and stuff like that. So I'm switching over to making them. We're coming over here to clear these guys out. This will be another bonus 70 gold. And if I get this is probably like 200 gold a turn. So it's potentially like another 300 gold per turn if everything goes perfectly next turn, which it never does. Oh, and then whatever this is worth. So we'll see. This is a little risky. I don't know how this will go because there's a lot of things I don't control. Like I don't control what his movement is here. He has really mobile stuff. We're kind of just taking a risk. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I will see you guys next time, and we will see how this battle plays out. Cheers.